Hi, welcome to one of the most iconic scenes in Bangkok. As you see, the Golden Mount Temple, also known as Wat Saket, or maybe Wat Saket, also known as Golden Mount Temple. So this is one of the iconic places in Bangkok, and it was made during the Ayutthaya era. This temple is made on top of man-made hill, which is made up of 318 steps to go all the way up to the temple. And on the top, there's a 360-degree view of all the city. You can see most of the skyline of Bangkok from the temple up top. And this is a huge contrast to the temple itself that looks more traditional and old. But the skyline is very modern in Bangkok. Now, once you go on top, there's also a relic, a Buddha that's brought from India, making it a site of pilgrimage for so many people who come here. And there's so many tourists coming here for visiting the temple. Now, before we dive into the Wat Saket and showing the temple, I want to dive a little deeper into what Buddhism is. Buddhism began about 2500 years ago when Siddhartha Gautama achieved enlightenment beneath a Bodhi tree, becoming the Buddha as we know today, or the awakened one. At its heart, Buddhism rests on 5 core beliefs. First, that we are trapped in samsara, the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Second, the karma, also known as karma, our actions determine the quality of each rebirth. Third, that all existence shares 3 fundamental characteristics: impermanence, suffering, and the absence of fixed self. And fourth, that the universe operates within a vast cosmological structure of realms. And fifth, that the ultimate goal is nirvana, complete liberation from suffering. The roadmap to that liberation is the 4 noble truths. First, suffering exists. Second, suffering has a cause, desire and attachment. And third, suffering can end. And fourth, the last one, is that there is a path to end it. The Eightfold Path of Right Thought, Speech, and Action. It's a teaching that doesn't ask you to pray to God. It asks you to look inward, take responsibility, and walk the path yourself. In Thailand, Buddhism isn't just a religion, it's woven into daily life. With over 40,000 temples and nearly 300,000 monks across the country, you encounter Buddhism at every turn. From monks collecting alms at sunrise to locals making offerings at roadside shrines, to golden spires of temples piercing the Bangkok skyline, and especially the roadside shrines, which you see everywhere. Central to Thai Buddhist practice is merit making, the belief that good actions like donating, praying, and visiting temples accumulate positive karma or deeds that shape your future rebirths. Every visit to a temple is therefore not just a cultural tourism, it's a spiritual act. Which brings us here to Wat Saket. Now let's go explore the temple. Now, as we climb the 318 steps of Wat Saket, the journey feels like a transition, leaving Bangkok's noise behind and entering somewhere sacred. Along the way, one figure that catches the eye is a laughing Buddha, Prasankachai. With his round belly and wide grin, he represents contentment, abundance, and joy without attachment. Thais often rub his belly for good luck, a small act of merit making. Here's a reminder that the Buddhist path isn't only about solemnity, joy is part of liberation too. Nearby elephant statues line the path, sacred in both Thai Buddhism and culture, symbolizing wisdom, strength, and good fortune. In Buddhist mythology, the white elephant is especially significant, connected to the very birth of Buddha. Every statue, every shrine along this climb is placed with intention. Nothing here is purely decorative. Now, moving on, reaching the top of Wat Saket, one of the first things you notice is the row of bells encircling the golden chitty and also on your way up to the temple itself. In the Buddhist tradition, ringing a temple bell is a sacred act. The sound of the bell is believed to carry merit outward into the world. Each ring is a small prayer released into the air. It's also said to ward off evil spirit and negative energy, purifying the space around you. Some believe that the sound resonates through all realms of the Buddhist cosmological structure, reaching not just the living, but ancestors and being in other planes of existence. There's also something deeply meditative about it. When you strike the bell and hear the clear, resonant tone fade slowly into silence, it naturally brings you into the present moment, which is, of course,
exactly what Buddhist practice asks of you. The bell doesn't let you think about yesterday or tomorrow, just now. Now, once you enter Wat Saket, you see a stunning altar filled with Buddha images and different postures, each carrying a specific meaning in Thai Buddhist tradition. The seated Buddha in a meditation posture known as Samadhi represents inner peace and enlightenment. The standing Buddha with hands raised represents blessing and protection. Thais believe that this posture actually bestows merits onto worshippers. The reclining posture, also seen in nearby temples, symbolizes the Buddha's entry into the state of nirvana. That also symbolizes his final moments being alive on the earth. What is beautiful about the Thai temples is that they don't display just one Buddha, they display many, representing different moments in Buddha's life and different blessings for devotees. Worshippers come here to pray, offer flowers, incense, and gold leaf, each act believed to generate merit that improves their karma in his life and the next. Now, here at Wat Saket, among all the Buddha statues, one stands out as particularly striking: the Naga Buddha, a figure seated in deep meditation beneath a seven-headed cobra. The story behind it is beautiful. During the Buddha's enlightenment, a great storm arose, and the Naga king Makhalanda rose from the earth, coiling his body around the Buddha and spreading his seven hood to shelter him from the rain. 7 heads for 7 days of meditation. Far from being fearsome, this cobra is an act of pure devotion, nature itself bowing to protect the awakened mind. It's one of the most powerful images in all of Buddhist art, and seeing it here in person makes the story feel very real. Now, once you enter the temple, you see many people are busy doing many different rituals. In front of us, we have Chim. One of the most fascinating things you'll find inside the Thai Chinese temple, like Wat Saket, is this Chim, or fortune sticks, known in Thailand as Siamsi. What you're seeing here is one of the oldest forms of divination in Asian religious tradition, blending Taoist and Buddhist influences that have deeply shaped Thai Chinese spiritual culture. The ritual is simple but deeply intentional. A worshipper kneels before the altar, holds a bamboo cylinder containing 78 million sticks, and begins to shake it slowly while silently focusing on a question about health, relationships, career, or a wish they're carrying in their heart. The cylinder is tilted until one stick falls out. That number corresponds to a specific fortune, usually a poetic verse, retrieved from a cabinet of papers nearby. It's not random to the believer. It's considered a message from higher power, arriving exactly when it's needed. Here you can see the process firsthand, the focus, the patience, the moment the stick falls. There's something genuinely meditative about it. And it's not just locals. Visitors from all over the world are drawn to this practice because uncertainty is universal. Whatever culture you come from, the desire for guidance during difficult moments is deeply human. Chin survived thousands of years precisely because of that. It offers not just an answer, but a moment of stillness in which to find one. One of the other fascinating elements inside the Buddhist temple was the zodiac animals. Trees over here, each animal represents a year and human character. In the Buddhist belief, this cycle reminds us that life moves in patterns and shaped by cause and effect, just like we studied in class. Placed high on the wall, the zodiac connects everyday human life with greater cosmic events that occurs around us. So the 12 animals in the zodiac wheel each represent a birth year and each carry its own personality, fortune, and spiritual significance. In Thailand, Chinese cultural influence runs deep, and many Thais identify strongly with their zodiac animal. Let's take a closer look at each of these animals. The first animal is the dragon, which represents power, luck, and people born here are destined for greatness. Followed by the ox, which is patient, steady, and hardworking. And next is the horse, which is free-spirited, energetic, and always moving forward. The goat, which is gentle, calm, and creative. Followed by the snake, which is wise, intuitive, and mysterious. And the tiger, which is bold, brave, and fierce. Followed by the rooster, which is confident, honest, and observant. The pig, which is generous, sincere, and warm-hearted. Now we have the rabbit, which is peaceful, elegant, and diplomatic. The monkey, which is sharp, witty, and adaptable. the dog, which is loyal, trustworthy, and devoted. And finally, we have the rat, which is clever, resourceful, and sign that started it all. Each animal cycle runs every 12 years, and Thais visit temple shrines dedicated to their birth animal to pray for protection and guidance. It's a beautiful example of how Chinese folk tradition and Buddhist practice have merged seamlessly into Thai spiritual life. Now, Wat Saket has given us a window into something much larger than one temple in Bangkok, because Buddhism in Thailand isn't confined to any single place. It reaches across the entire country. In Pattaya, we visited this incredible golden monk statue, a revered Thai Buddhist master depicted larger than life. These statues of beloved monks are deeply personal to Thai Buddhists. Unlike idealized images of the Buddha, these figures represent real human beings who achieved great spiritual merit, proof that the path is walkable, that ordinary people can reach extraordinary wisdom. Also, on Koh Samui, another island in Thailand, the scale becomes almost overwhelming. Here you see the giant laughing Buddha, Prasangkachai, towering over the temple grounds, radiating joy and abundance, and beside it an extraordinary multi-armed Guanyin goddess, a figure from Chinese Buddhist tradition representing infinite compassion. Her 18 arms each holding a different symbol of protection and mercy, seated atop a dragon surrounded by devotees. This is Thailand's spiritual syncretism at its most vivid. Buddhist, Chinese, Hindu influence all living together in the same sacred space. The Hindu influence shows up clearly too, in the ancient Ganesh sculpture from a nearby museum in Koh Samui. Ganesh, the elephant-headed deity of wisdom and new beginnings, has been woven into the Thai religious life for centuries. And this is where it all comes back to Bangkok at night. The view that makes the climb worth every single step. Bangkok at night, seen from the summit of Wat Saket, a temple that once served as a ceremonial gateway to the city during the reign of Rama kings, welcoming pilgrims and royalty alike. Today, tourists from across the world make the same journey up these steps, drawn by the same golden lights. Some things just don't change.